Daisy Company. Daisy Company is a large chemical company. One of its chemical processes produces two joint products, nettle and monkey. Each of these joint products can be sold at the end of joint processes, or can be further processed into enhanced version of the products called nettle plus and monkey plus. The budget information relating to the joint process and further processing for period 3 is: joint processing cost is 6 million 3 lakh 10,000. Direct material, okay, 6 million 3 lakh 10,000 is for direct material, and then variable overheads, and then we have portion joint cost, output from joint process. Selling price at split point, this is what I needed. Selling price after further processing, okay. Further processing cost, okay. Normal loss, okay. Joint costs are apportioned on the basis of output. Normal losses occur at the end of the further processes. DC Company's production manager for the process needs to decide on the optimum production plan for period 3, and she is unsure if either of the joint products should be further processed after the separation point, and needs advice. In period 4, it has been decided 280 liters of nettle and 220 liters of monkey plus will be produced, and the opposition joint cost of period 4 are 4 million 5 lakh of nettle and 3 million 3 lakh of monkey plus. The selling price, whether processing cost and normal loss details are the same as in period 3. Information on cost and selling prices is collected by different departments within Daisy Company and is recorded on individual departmental spreadsheets and systems. This information is often not shared with other departments, so the production manager rarely has access to up-to-date information. She has heard of the enterprise resource planning system and wonders if one could be of use of Daisy Company. Daisy Company carries no inventory. The very first part is asking us advice. Daisy Company is production manager on whether either of the joint products should be further processed and calculate the optimum production plan for period 3 based on the optimal. Okay, let's just concentrate on the first requirement first. Advise Daisy Company's production manager on whether either of joint products should be further processed and calculate the optimal production plan for period 3. Okay, so joint cost has been given, and this joint process cost has been given, and the apportion joint cost is also been given to us. Just wait. Yeah, so the total cost, which is of 8,310,000, has been divided into nettle and monkey. So this is this cost has been split. Okay, I think this is a relevant costing question wherein we had just studied about joint costs. So we can calculate it with the help of that method only. For that we need to calculate what is the revenue at the split of point. So which is really important. We need to calculate revenue at split of point, which is over here 20 and 18, and we'll multiply them. 20 will be multiplied by 3 lakh, and I will have 6 lakh, not 6 lakh, sorry, 6 million in case of nettle, and in case of monkey plus I will have 18 into 2 lakh, which is 3 lakh, 3 million 6 lakh. So now revenue after $25 into 3 lakh, then we have been given further processing cost as well, which is 8 and 4. 8 into 3 will be how much? Yeah, this is me 2 million. I've done some mistake over here, which is a very silly mistake. I'll tell you what. I forgot to consider this point, net loss of 10%. So when the process is being split and after that further processing is done, there is a normal loss of 10%. So over here the revenue cannot be just 2 lakh multiplied by 18 or 29. Sorry, it cannot be 2 lakh multiplied by 29. There is a loss of 10%, and hence from this revenue which is generated after further processing, that is 2 lakh into 29, I need to reduce 10%. So this will be 5 million 2 lakh 20,000. Okay, yeah, now it's okay. But cost are always calculated on the basis of the actual units which were there at the split of point. So the actual units at the split of point were 2 lakh, and 2 lakh into 4 is 8 lakh. Now this is the thing. After that, it was Daisy Company's production manager for this process needs to decide an optimal production plan for period 3, and she is unsure if either of the joint products should be further processed after the separation point and needs advice. Over here we can see that there is a selling price given for normal loss. That means the normal loss of 10,000 which was incurred, needs to be sold. So the 10% of 2 lakh is 20,000 and it is sold at the rate of 1.5. So the selling price, so or I can add it as a revenue from sale of normal loss. This is 30,000. Okay. So I have calculated the revenue at the split off point. Now what is the revenue, the net revenue? The net revenue after further processing. So what is incremental saving or loss? So if I can see at split off point the revenue was 6 million, and if I process this further, the cost, the net revenue is 5 lakh 10. So I am having a loss if I further process after the split of point. And what about this? 3 million 6 lakh minus 4 million 5 lakh. This is I've done something wrong. Let me just see. So over here actually I have not written the correct value. This should have been 4,045,000. No, 4,450,000. Now I will reduce this from 3,060,000 and I have 8,50,000 of savings. So I can save if I further process. So what is the optimal production plan? The optimal production plan is if I produce nettle 3 lakh. Oh, how many units are there? Yeah, so if I produce 3 lakh units of nettle and sell it at the separation point, because the incremental revenue earned from further processing nettle is less than the incremental cost. So over here we can see that in case of nettle we have loss over here. So I would say that we must produce 3 lakh liters. I had written units, so it should be liters of nettle and sell it, because if we'll further process 3 lakh liters of nettle, we will have a loss of 9 lakh. But in case of monkey plus, we can produce how many units we'll have to produce? We'll have to produce 2 lakh liters of monkey plus and further process further process 1,80,000 because 10% is the normal loss. 1,80,000 liters, which is 2 lakh minus 10% of 2 lakh. Okay, because we have a as monkey plus is generating a profit of 8,50,000. Now let's read out the second point. Based on the optimal production plan for period 4, prepare a statement showing each product's profit for period 4. Okay, now we know that this is nettle and this is monkey plus. Units were 3 lakh, and for this the units are 1,80,000. I think this information was given. Yeah, so I'm wrong. The nettle is, it's 2,80,000 and this is 2,20,000. Okay, let me just remove it. It's 2,80,000 for period 4. It's given in the question. 2,80,000 for period 4 for nettle and 2,20,000 for monkey plus. But monkey plus generates this 10% loss as well, normal loss. So the normal loss, what is wrong? Yeah, so the normal loss is 2,20,000 minus 10%, that is 1,98,000 are the actual units. Okay, now sales revenue. What will be the price for nettle? Nettle will be charged at the same price, which is at the split off point, that is 2,80,000, because we are not further processing it. So it will be 5,60,000. And for monkey plus, further processing cost is what? 29. So 1,98,000 into 29 is 5,74,000. 5,742,000. Again, this revenue, this loss which was there, that was 2,20,000 minus 1,98,000. The loss of 22,000 liters will be sold at the rate of 1.5. So the revenue from sale of normal loss would be 33,000, which will be added over here. Now what is the cost? The cost is, for the processing cost is 8 and 4. Okay, but I do not need to consider, should I consider this thing? Or there was a, yeah, over here it is given a portion joint cost for period 4. So I will consider this thing, because that was before, that was in some other period, right? So cost, it has been given in the question, that is 4 million 5 lakh and 3 million 3 lakh. Now I will find what? My profit for period 4. 5 million 6 lakh minus 4 million 5 lakh. This is 1 million 1 lakh. 5 million 77 lakh 42,000 minus 3 million 3 lakh plus 33,000. Okay, now I have missed on something. Since we have chosen to further process it, so even in period 4 also Monkey Plus units will be sold. So further processing cost for Monkey Plus was 4. So 2 lakh 20 into 4, I'll have to reduce 8 lakh 80 as well. Further, or let me do it all over again. Yeah, 3 million and further processing cost, because this is not being further processed but this is being further processed. Now I will calculate. So this was 1 million 1 lakh, and what will be the cost? Oh sorry, profit 5 lakh 74,000, 5 lakh 7 lakh 42,000 plus 33,000 minus 3 million 3 lakh minus 8 lakh 80. This is giving me a profit of 1 million 5 lakh 95,000. Okay, now this is done. Then B part. Explain why joint processing costs are considered irrelevant when making the further processing decision but are considered relevant when assessing the profitability of the overall process. Okay, so when making a decision on whether to further process two joint products, the cost incurred to bring those products to the separation point have already been incurred, so they are sunk cost. In addition, as the products are not separately identifiable before the separation point, any apportionment of joint cost to joint products is necessarily arbitrary. The only relevant costs in a further processing decision are those which are incurred after the separation point. Joint processing costs are, however, relevant to assessing whether the whole process is viable, as the total cost to ready the product for sale needs to be compared to the revenue earned to determine if the overall process generates a profit. In addition, joint costs are avoidable if the joint process is closed. Okay, and this if we discuss the third C part, which is discuss the benefits of Daisy Company of investing in an enterprise resource planning system. So I'll just read it out because it's discursive. So enterprise resource planning system are modular software packages which are designed to integrate the key functions of an organization so that a single software system can serve the needs of all functional areas. This integration is achieved by setting up a database which can be shared by all application programs. The major benefit of enterprise resource planning systems is that the information is visible and can be shared between the different departments across the organization, and this would give production managers access to price and cost data which is currently held within separate departments Enterprise resource planning systems work in real time, meaning that the exact status of all key variables will be available to the users at all time. Both of these improvements will allow the production manager to make more timely and effective decision in relation to when a further process joint product. That's it.